The best cards to buy in Madden 24 Ultimate Team right now on June 21st. Yeah, this is a series where we look for cards that their price is lower than their production value on the field and what they can add to your team. And even though it is June, there are still actually a lot of good options in the game, some good buys in this game right now. So drop a comment down below if I didn't miss anybody. Of course, if you are part of the 59% of people who watch the videos and are not subscribed, of course, any support for a Madden content creator in June is always appreciated. So hit the subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and probably most importantly, hit the like button. Hit the like button for me down below. But without further ado, let's get started. So let's get started with Tom Brady. This is a little bit higher than I normally like for a best cards to buy. But when you have one of the greatest MUT cards of all time going for this price, which is somewhat reasonable, you go after it. I don't got to say much about the card, but best release in the game, ability stack, just glitchy, is just broken pretty much. This card plays great, all the X factors, all that good stuff. We're not going to spend too much time on Brady because you know enough about this card at this point. Lamar Jackson, also a good one. I like him in difference, better than Brady as a runner. He does feel a lot better. Obviously, the 99 speed's a big part, but he feels a lot better as a runner. Ability stack not as good as Thomas, but still very good. Warren Moon I also like for his price. He's half of Brady. You're basically paying $250K for a much better release. I don't think that Alex Smith will get. If Alex Smith gets a little bit lower, I guess Alex Smith's also not a bad buy. I guess you're paying that extra 100K for traditional 4. You're also going to hold value at $350K because Alex Smith is an LTD. So I guess he would be considered someone that is a good buy because you're paying that extra 100K for traditional 4 compared to Slinger 1. So I would put Alex Smith in here as well. Andrew Luck for under 200K, traditional 4 release. Ability stack, again, is not as good as Brady's, but still a very good card. Can still win you games, and an amazing buy. And also, I should mention Theme Team All-Stars. Theme Team All-Stars, you can build a lot of these cards for, all the cards for fairly cheap using, the Theme Team All-Star tokens or whatever they were called. You can do it. So I'm not going to mention any of those cards, but obviously there are a lot of good ones, and I made videos on a lot of them. Like the tier list video, go check that video out if you want to see more in-depth rankings of all the Theme Team All-Stars. Then of course the 92s that can be upgraded to 99s. A lot of them are good, really good value, so make sure you look at those cards as well. Bo Jackson, 70K, still a monster, still gets a good ability stack somehow. Like, it's barely meta, but it is a good setup with good speed, best release in the game, all that good stuff for Bo. Going over to running back, Walter Payton is 300K. I value Walter Payton as one of the best running backs in the game. He gets the best ability for a running back in the game as an ability. If you don't know the value of this, if you've gone against guys like Aiden Hutchinson that can turn off X factors, this is the counter, the X factors as ability. So Walter Payton is a stud, obviously outside the tackles. Inside the tackles, I like a guy like William Perry. People were kind of confused as to why I had Perry so high. Perry's not great on stretch runs at all. But having him as like a 1-2 punch or just your guy if you like running between the tackles, William Perry is so good. He also does get that freight train as an ability. Going down again, we still have Bo Jackson. So Bo does lose a little bit because Angry Run's Combine is countered by Aiden Hutchinson. When I did the theme team, when I did the running back tier list, I didn't consider the fact that he's countered by Hutchinson, but he is. If you're not playing Hutchinson, he's great. If you are, I still think Bo's movement's really good and all that good stuff, but it definitely is it definitely hurts him a little bit for sure. There's a lot of good running backs in the game that get the X factors as abilities or even just charge X factors. There's a lot of good ones. Running back's probably the deepest position right now in this game. As long as you have a charge X factor or even better, an X factor ability, you're in good hands. At fullback, we only have one guy here, and that is going to be Trent Williams. Because he gets Vanguard as an ability. I play my Trent actually at tight end, and he does great for me. I'm actually not entirely sure. I actually thought he was a tight end with how I use it. I'm going to be honest. He actually gets separation. I kind of want to see what his receiving stats are looking like because I use him as a receiver. This is okay. He's pretty solid enough. I'm surprised that he gets open as much as he does. Or just short route running. I'm thoroughly surprised he gets open as much as he does. Like, I really am. But Trent needs to be considered. Wide receiver. You get one of the best wide receivers in the game for 400K. I would say a lot of these Division Dynasty champions, a lot of these 99 Division Dynasty cards are really good value for about 400, 450. A lot of them are best of their position. Harold Carmichael, if you're looking for a big body receiver, obviously people like mixing in the shorter guys and the taller guys into their schemes with how good KOs are this year and how everyone has them and universal coverage and things like that as abilities. But Harold Carmichael, still value in having a taller guy. Tyreek Hill, 270. You're still going to get a very top-end wide receiver. But one of my favorite buys is this one right here. You could argue that Tyreek Hill is probably not even on this list because Marvin Harrison exists for under 200K. And he gets Yakum up as an ability. So again, it cannot be shut off and you can use your X factors elsewhere. But I really think he's one of the best wide receivers in the game right now for 160. This is probably the best buy you're going to see in today's video. Marvin Harrison, truly ridiculous. Randy Moss as well for only 100K. Again, the size could scare you, but the stats on this card and even the abilities are pretty good. And I think he does get the charge X factor as well. Yeah, Moss Duell, he does get it. So there you go. 90K, Darius Hayward-Bay. Again, he's countered by Hutchinson too, but still a solid card. Tight end, Algie Crumpler. For obvious reasons, the man does get a Vanguard as an ability, also good route tech. And one thing I like about Algie, he doesn't have the good juke animation, but he is 6'2", which is good for avoiding KOs. And finding smaller tight ends is tough, especially ones that are effective. So Algie actually has some value. Evan Ingram as well. I like Evan Ingram a lot because he has wide receiver and really good movement after the catch. His speed's not 99, but 6'3", can still avoid KOs, will still get down. But it's just that nice juke animation. And he, of course, is able to get Vanguard as a charge, but also does get Yak as well as an ability. I really do like Evan Ingram, and not to mention he also does get 94 run block as well, which for a receiving threat like him and a guy who's as good as after the catch as him, having that run block is really nice. Mark Brevard, another one I used for a while, going for 170 right now. Doesn't get any special X factors, but just moves well, plays well. I'm a fan of the card. He does not get the good juke animation, but definitely has good size and moves pretty good. Bo Jackson, tight end, can play really fullback or wide receiver for you, but he does get Vanguard as a charge, which I do like if you're not facing Aiden Hutchinson. It's just nice to have out there. And one guy that I should have mentioned, that I'm just kind of remembering right now, is Latham, JC Latham's card, which I will pull up right now. He should have already been on here, but 59K for JC Latham's card. And of course, the big thing is he does get the charge Vanguard X Factor with this build, with this speed. And again, can be a fullback, can be a tight end for you. He plays for me. Even the secure protector is kind of nice to have on the edge of the line for some extra protection. Of course, JC Latham, I like him a lot too. Left tackle, Andrew Thomas, 100K. 0 AP secure protector. We love that. 300K for Quentin Nelson. 0 AP secure protector. Steve Avila is here for the physicals. He's at 94 speed. And of course, there are some free cards out there. Joe Thomas, Zach Martin. Like, there are guys out there that are really good and free that you could always go after. Kevin Mawe, 400K for this card. But if you look at the centers, I mean, Jason Kelsey's card is cheaper. Oh wait, that's not that one. I guess they're kind of the same price, but what you're paying for is a 3 AP Vanguard, right, on Kelsey compared to Kevin that gets Vanguard for 1 AP and Identifier and Secure. So paying for all that extra stuff and having it on a center, once it gets to that second level, he is putting dudes on their back. No pause, he is though. Kevin Mawe is a stud. Will Shields, 500K, but look at the ability stack. Might be a little crazy, but look at the stack. I mean, he gets a nutty stack right there. It's crazy. All that he can do out there. Robert Hunt for the right guards, too, 200K, a little cheaper, and Latham for the right tackles, and John Runyon as well. I did make a mistake. John Runyon should have been in the best cards at each position video, probably over Latham, because he does get pre-baked secure protector and gets threat detector for 1 AP, which is rare in this game. Not many guys get it, and if someone does get it, they're pretty expensive. I guess Kevin gets it too. I kind of glanced over that, but very good ability right there. But of course, it's the secure as a pre-baked and even able to get nasty streak identifier that has a ton of value. And his physicals are also pretty good, as they've been all year for John Runyon cards. Defense, I think, is super scheme oriented as we get towards the end, we are in the end of the year at this point, but it's very scheme oriented. So use a player depending on your scheme and what you like. But JJ Watt needs to be on here. He gets Ring of Honor charge, which is good. And there really isn't like an overpowered counter for offense, for defense, like Aiden Hutchinson is for the offense. So you can run these X factors all you want. Watt plays really good. Good trades, good abilities, of course. I'm considering that you are using the token on this guy when you're picking him up. But good value for JJ Watt at under 200K. Barrymore, run stopping demon. Okay, that's why we like this card. He's a run stuffer. Put him at defensive tackle or end, wherever you want to put him, or somewhere on the interior for a 6-1. But no outsiders, inside stuff, both free for 100K. Good value. Love this card. Love this card for his value throughout this whole year. Hutchinson, probably the most must-have card in the game right now is Aiden Hutchinson, as he does get the where is it? Momentum shift, 0 AP, which is huge. That is huge. 0 AP. It charges up, comes back, just wipes X factors on offense. Probably the biggest must-have. He could have been 600K and he still would have been in here today. Just stupid good abilities. He is insane. He is insane. Hutchinson, another one of those really good buys. 400K, amazing. Aaron Donald, there you go. Play him on the interior, play him on the edge. Doesn't matter. His cards always play well. Here are the abilities for those who are wondering. And he's 300K. Maybe not the best buy, but he does play well. Joe Klecko, 350 for this guy. And we're talking run stuffer. He gets 3 X factors, by the way. If I do remember correctly, yeah, Colossus and Avalanche and Enforcer Supreme. So you go Enforcer Supreme, Colossus, Avalanche with Run Stuffer. Damn. Okay, damn. Even though Avalanche and Enforcer Supreme doesn't do great on defensive tackles, it still is nice to have there. John Randall as well. Of course, he does get Unstoppable Force as the ability, pretty big, which makes him broken. And he's 250, 260 right now. Okay, as a user, Redux, Ted Hendricks. Even a good pass rusher, too, on his card. But a 6'1 player's dream, or just a sub linebacker's dream, gets tackle supreme, lurk artist, but nothing else too broken. What is broken about the card is his physicals. At 6'7" with lurk artist is obviously great. Bruce Irvin, great pass rusher in the game. Of course, does get the Unstoppable Force, aka lurk artist has an ability if you want to click on and pull him out. Edge threat elite, mid zone, tackle supreme, whatever you want to do. The option's there for you. Brian Rapko, again, there isn't a counter. Like there is counters, but they're not as effective as Hutchinson for free and things like that. So you can still go Colossus Combine. Hartzell's going to play fine with Colossus Combine. He really is. And then you still get double or nothing or Edge Shot Elite. So still value in a Rapko. Edge Shot Elite obviously isn't as good now because we have more fearless QBs than when he was in his heyday when he came out in February. But I guess March for him, but still very good. Calvin Johnson. Good as a user. Good as a user. I would say for a user, 90K, you're talking about physicals. You are going to pay 1 AP for Lurk Artist, but for 90K, you get his build with his movement and 1 AP Lurk Artist. I'll take that for 90K. Terrell Suggs as a pass rusher, Ultimate Legend Terrell Suggs, is here because of everything but, I mean, his abilities are decent. Like, they're okay. Like edge threat, sure, we'll run that. But, he does get perfect traits, and he's 90-90, and he's 80K. So, like, if you're just getting started and want to add a guy, go for it. Another one of these guys, 300K for Terrell Bernard right now is stupid. I'm going to say that right now. 300K for Terrell Bernard is just dumb. Like, this card is another one of those, he's another one of those buys where you're like, how is he what he's going for with these abilities? It's genuinely crazy. Lurk guards. And looking at other middle linebackers in the game, you got, like, Sayout for $1 million, Nitschke for $1 million, Gronk for $8 million. The fact Terrell's only $3 million. He's crazy, man. And we're talking 90 zone as well. Like, he really does get it all. He's just a really good card. Really good card, lurk artist, all the abilities, and reinforcement and mid zone for 0 is just stupid. At right outside linebacker, for the value, I do like Whitney Merciless. Obviously, you can move edge rushers around. So put him on one side. Obviously, he's here because it's really good abilities like all the Crucible cards do, but most importantly, Unstoppable Force as an ability. You're starting to see the common theme here. These are the things we're looking for on these cards in June. But the man I like better is Derek Thomas, as he gets Unstoppable Force as a pre-baked, but then also gets universal coverage, or Colossus. So you can get real glitchy with this card, even bottle, like, I don't know what scheme you're in where you're running bottleneck on Derek Thomas, but the option is there for you if you want to do it. I like him more. His versatility is really, really good. So Derek Thomas, I like more, and the prices are kind of similar. Like, I know Derek Thomas is cheaper, so he's the better buy. But I like having, build those guys on the field on either side, and then maybe go Klecko, John Randall in the middle. That would be a really good, well-built team. And cornerback. Cornerback is a position that I don't really like right now. I feel like there's a pretty big drop-off between guys that get certain things and guys that don't. Revis for 400K right now. He's obviously going to be here because he's able to get universal and bottleneck, two of the best abilities in the game. Whether you play zone or man, Revis fits for you. And he's 400K, but still one of the best buys in the game for his positional value. Curtis Ward as well, 400K, really good abilities. He does get bottleneck as an ability, and of course the charge X factors as well. If you want to go bottleneck, with universal coverage, you are able to do that, and you mix that with all the other good abilities that he's able to get. Asante Samuel, another one. There's of course value in these. Reinforcement with bottleneck. He's more of a man-to-man guy, as he doesn't get that many or any zone discounts. So if you're playing man-to-man, Asante is another good value buy. If you're running the new, the Mike Blitz breast bottleneck scheme, that one's for you. 90K, Tariq Woolen, still great, 6'4", 210. There you go. And also, yeah, there's a lot of those theme team all-star corners that I like too, like Rasul Douglas. I like those guys too for DB. Sherman, 214. Good build, good size. And the thing about Sherman is actually he does get bottlenecks. So he does fit the bottleneck scheme. You want to run it if you want to, or universal with pick artist, secure tackler, and does get zone KOs as well. Chris Harris, still a good card, in my opinion, as still getting secure tackle with mid zone, flat zone for free. There's still a lot of value in that. So, and bottleneck too. He fits the current meta and gets good zone KOs still. Sign me up. Chris Harris, still a great buy for 100K. Still amazing. Mean Joe Green, 400K. One of the best users / safeties in the game right now. Still one of the better ones. Deep zone, mid zone, flat zone, or if you just want to go tackle supreme mid zone, flat zone, if you want to play him closer to the, as a user, it's all there for you on Mean Joe Green. And he's got good size, good weight, moves well, plays well for sure. Larry Wilson, 230. One of the best buys in the game right here is Larry Wilson. Be on the lookout for these Ultimate Legend non-LTDs to be really good buys throughout the end of this year. They're some of the best cards that come out, and they're affordable as well because the sets are affordable. But universal coverage, Avalanche, and Fortress Supreme. On his card, he's stupid good. Pick artist too. On a pretty decent build at 6'1", 190, his card does still force fumbles, even though he has low tackling because you have in Fortress Supreme and Avalanche. Next up, we got Ryan Neal for under 400K. Another one of these Division Dynasty cards that I really like. Another one that I should mention is Odafe Owe as well. He's also good, 300K. You see right here, he does get Colossus as an ability, so I like him too. Should mention that, even though he didn't make it. I should mention that. Really, they're all good buys. I guess like Mahomes is even like a good buy. I just don't love his release. He's a good card, but really all these cards are just really solid. But where were we? We were on Ryan Neal, and here his build's obviously good, 6'3". 200, can be a user, can play over the top, gets a good slew of abilities, gets charge X factors, and gets universal coverage as an ability. Again, you see what we're looking for here. Carmichael, he's a unicorn as far as builds go. Out of position, cards flooded throughout the year in MUT every single year. But 6'8", 225, a great safety. It's all 30. No, sorry, this one is not at all 32. But great build. And charge X factors. I like on my team. I run him with reinforcement and mid zone. But Carmichael, golden ticket and 200K, it's amazing value. And Palomalu's still good too. Palomalu with the token, still be able to get mid zone, deep zone, and flat zone, all for 0. With pick artist is still great. I still like my Palomalu with my, with the token. I still use them. I use him and Carmichael actually. Both good value cards, both good buys. I like them a lot. But some of these safeties have actually kind of gone down a little bit. Take a look at a guy like Paul Krause. I don't like him. See, this is an example of a bad buy when some of these other guys that exist, going to get Paul Krause for 800K just doesn't make much sense. Like, that's a bad buy right there. But even Eddie Jackson, he's decent. He's okay. Okay. But that is the best cards to buy right now in the game. Drop a comment down below. If I missed anybody, drop a comment down below. If you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know. I read all the comments. Of course, thank you for watching today's video. And as always, I will see you boys in the next one.